Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind God Updates and God Too, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Bride's father and stepfather unite to escort her down the aisle. Written by Adam Staten, read by Julie Provost. A father and stepfather walk down the aisle together with the bride on her special day. Weddings are beautiful and often emotional events. Witnessing two people in love vowing to stay together through the good and the bad is one of the best sights imaginable. As such, plenty of hugs and tears are usually shed during a typical wedding ceremony. Nearly every part of a wedding ceremony is an opportunity to become emotional because everything takes on an added significance. It's a chance to make beautiful lifelong memories and to show others how much they mean to you. In a clip posted on social media, a woman about to walk down the aisle and say, "I do," was momentarily interrupted. But the slight hitch was for what is likely the sweetest and most touching reason possible. The bride was about to head down the aisle, being escorted by her father, when he let go of her hand. No, he wasn't refusing to walk her to meet her future husband, but he and the bride wanted to include someone else in their special once-in-a-lifetime moment. The person the father went and retrieved was the bride's stepfather. The two men then walked the beautiful bride down together. The bride and her father were the only two people who knew what they had in mind. The bride writes in the video's caption that everyone else was left in the dark. Family relationships and feelings can be challenging to maneuver, especially regarding weddings. For the bride's father to allow her stepfather to help walk his daughter down the aisle says a lot about him. Most people would not have been as gracious and willing to add someone else to the mix when it comes to that moment. The text in the video states that having her father and stepfather walk her down the aisle will be a moment the bride will cherish forever. Colossians 3:12. Put on, therefore, as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering. Good Samaritan thought she was rescuing kittens, but these babies were a different animal. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Julie Provost. Earlier this spring, a Good Samaritan who thought she was rescuing kittens took possession of babies of an entirely different sort. Jennifer Arberster, Senior Manager of Public Relations at the Arizona Humane Society, told Fox News Digital via email, "Last week, a Good Samaritan found a den behind their shed full of tiny baby animals. Noticing a nest of furry babies on her property near South Mountain in Phoenix, Arizona, and unsure what to do, the woman transported the critters to the Arizona Humane Society, AHS. She believed them to be orphaned and domestic animals. Once there, AHS staff quickly realized the two offspring were not kittens, but foxes. Mrs. Armister said, the tiny babies were then transferred to Southwest Wildlife Conservation Center, which identified them as gray foxes, where they will undergo rehabilitation and be released to the wild when they're old enough to be on their own." Jennifer shared that it's important to remember that animal mothers offer their little ones the best opportunity for survival. Late spring and summer mark the start of kitten season for most of the country. The season can last until fall. Therefore, outdoor female cats may birth 3 litters during the typical 6-month breeding season. That's a lot of kitty cats. According to Austin Cannon of Daily Paws, when a mama outdoor cat gives birth to a litter, she'll construct a kind of nest for her small family. It's common to come across their little home when the kittens are alone. But that's normal. The mom needs to hunt and find water, not to mention she might be nearby, waiting for you to leave. According to Jennifer, leaving the kittens alone is best because the mother will probably return. If, however, the mother has not returned within 8 hours, it is likely the kittens are orphaned. The Arizona Humane Society and other animal organizations have care-in-place kits that can be used to care for underaged or orphaned kittens if they are found too young to be spayed or neutered. It is an excellent tool for rescuing kittens. When the Arizona Good Samaritan had no idea the littles she located were wild animals, Individuals who suspect they have found orphan creatures that belong in the wild should contact a wildlife rehabilitation organization for assistance. Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. Genesis 2:19.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.